Okay, here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press, here, midday on Thursday, May 22nd, in the U.S. versus Sean Combs trial. We've just heard the testimony, the full testimony, including cross-examination of Scott Mescudi, otherwise known as Kid Cudi. Basically, they had him testifying that his Porsche was burned up, he believes, by Sean Combs. There was a photo of a hole in the roof, damage in the car. Also, prior to that, a separate incident when his house was broken into. The door wasn't locked, but his dog was put in the bathroom, and before the jury came in, there was some discussion about bad things happening to the dog after that incident. That was ruled inadmissible, just the fact that the dog had been locked up. He also had a dog babysitter. Anyway, he was pretty compelling. He said that he wanted to give Cassie space. Brian Steele, the lawyer brought in by Combs, fresh from the Young Thug trial, down in Atlanta. I think maybe he was brought in for his kind of prominence, I guess, now in rap cases, because maybe, I don't know if Alex Spiro could have done the same thing if he'd been brought in for this. My read on it was that Kid Cudi was kind of deferential and like, okay, Mr. Steele, can I tell you something? The judge said no, wait for redirect, which was by AUSA Emily Johnson. All in all, I don't know. The testimony is what it is. We live tweeted it. You can read it all. There's a lot of, we're doing absolutely the best we can, and we'll be putting out now, maybe even later today, week two of USA versus Sean Combs. Diddy on trial. But this was I would say it was a high point of the trial, not just because of the sort of celebrity buzz in our culture, but he was a good witness. He spoke well. There really wasn't that much disagreement. I think Brian Steele was also kind of deferential. I think maybe he thought that the jurors liked Kid Cudi, so it was a different approach. It wasn't a blowtorch. He just basically wanted to get him to admit that there were never criminal charges brought about the burning of the car. He said, sort of without foundation, that there was female DNA found in the car. There seemed to be a big admission, though. Scott Mescudi said that 2 years after all this, Sean Combs essentially apologized to him about it. And Steele didn't really have much to say about that. I guess you could say he could have been apologizing about anything. Prior to that, George Kaplan finished his testimony saying that he thought Sean Combs was a great entrepreneur, but he could not abide violence, which he said he heard glass breaking in a jet, and he saw Sean Combs throwing, I guess, hard green apples. It wasn't clear to me if they're actually organic apples, meaning like edible, or some kind of glass thing, but that at Gina, and that Gina then ran to the gate and wasn't allowed out. That was the implication. Gina, it turns out, will not be testifying in the trial. So things are moving along at quite a clip. More witnesses this afternoon, and then Diddy on Trial Book 2. You can be looking for it on Google Play and elsewhere. And we'll be around. To be continued.